Welcome to MidLIFE Matters, where we celebrate women's wisdom and wit. I'm Georgianne Lucier, your host, and I'm delighted to introduce today's guest, Galyna Latham, a Wallingford resident who grew up in Ukraine and is helping to send much-needed supplies in the midst of that terrible war. Welcome, Galyna.
It's an honor to be here.
Wonderful. You recently wrote an article for Wallingford magazine, described how you've channeled what I would call your anguish into action. So there was one wonderful neighbor that you had that really helped get things moving in a big way. And this effort became known as the Triangle of Hope, largely Wallingford, but some Meriden involvement as well. So please share how these events unfolded.
Of course, the war in Ukraine did not just start in February. It has been ongoing since 2014. But on February 24th, Russia launched the full-scale invasion into Ukraine. The hot spots shifted from just the east of the country to pretty much all over. So it was a huge escalation. And of course, just like everybody else, I was absolutely glued to the news, and that was all I could do. After a while, it of course, it takes a toll on you emotionally and physically. So I just, I see that this cannot continue. I need to channel this pain, this frustration into something. So I was trying to see how I can go about this, and I talked to a few people, and then I thought, oh, how about I talk to Roz? She lives just a house over on my street, and I know that she is so active in this town, and she most definitely deserves all of the recognition for this effort, because when I came to talk to her, she listened, she was very empathetic, and she suggested a few people that I could talk to, and that's how this whole thing started. I got a large donation of humanitarian supplies from the Hungarian house, and that immediately went to, I think that shipment may have gone through the Ukrainian National Home. And then a little bit after that, Roz Gallagher put me in touch with Steve Knight and with Ed Zawadzki. They, of course, Polish National Alliance and Wallingford Rotary Club. And then the Meriden Rotary Club got involved also. So these three organizations, the Rotary Clubs of Wallingford, Meriden, and the Polish National Alliance, they created what they called Triangle of Hope for Ukraine.
There's also that Wadsworth Foundation, right? The local.
Yes, so as with any fundraising effort, the big part is raising money, and another huge factor is just raising awareness.
Right.
So at the Polish National Alliance event, there was a person who is connected to the Wadsworth Foundation, and she mentioned Maidan United to the foundation, and then the foundation got in touch with Maidan United directly. And they talked, and as a result of that, they donated money to purchase 2 more ambulances. I'm sure those are still running and saving people's lives on a daily basis. Wonderfully generous people. Again, a few weeks after, I just sent out a list. It was a combination of things that were needed, that Maidan United put out, and there were some things in other community organizations were doing, for example, the Ukrainian National Home. So I just made an Amazon list and listed my address and just told people that if you feel just as powerless as I am and you would like to do something, here's what you can do. And I got so many packages. I had to move furniture out of my sitting room to accommodate all those boxes. And my son was very much involved. He was in charge of opening packages, stacking all that. So it was, it was good for him to be a part of that effort. But we sent that list to 3M. And my husband also sent it to Community Health Network of Connecticut, a place where he works. And those people joined, so we just had, several SUVs leave our house with everything that people sent to us, and we just, it's you feel so powerless, but then you feel this flood of support from those around you, and that definitely lifts you up.
Wonderful. So you've compared in your article the Ukrainian war to American experiences, say, with 9/11, certainly World War II, the atrocities, the Holocaust, et cetera, and wars in between. And it seemed like your message is that people need to not look away. So how would you say people can help not look away?
Yes, that's the topic that I can talk about for a very long time because daily I read news and they're just harrowing. What people go through, this is 21st century Europe. This is what is going on in the European capital is just unbelievable. My message to people is just to remember that this is going on. I know news can be depressing, and I think our reaction is, oh, I don't want to get depressed. I want to shut this off. And I'm not advocating that, do what I did early on where
Right.
you just lose sleep and you just can't stop. You can't function, basically. That's not at all what I'm advocating. I'm just advocating for staying informed.